It's time to make and keep those New Year's resolutions. Stay tuned. I really do love the new year because it gives people a psychological new slate, a fresh start, and a reason to do things differently. And there's just something about a new year that is intrinsically motivating to get people to change bad habits and start new ones. But invariably, most of us will go a few days or maybe a few weeks into a new year and then lose all motivation to keep going and slip back into those old habits. Now, there's a lot of information online about forming new habits this coming year and making new resolutions, but I would like to give to you some tried and true New Year's resolution hacks that really do work. First of all, pick a habit you really want to change. I can't emphasize that internal desire enough. If you know you should quit smoking but really don't want to, you're not going to quit simply by making a resolution. You've got to be internally motivated by a deep desire to change. Unfortunately, the only way a lot of people change is when something really bad happens, like having a heart attack, to change their eating habits. If you really want to change behavior, I suggest taking some time to really evaluate and contemplate what this negative behavior is costing you in terms of time and money and your relationships. For instance, if you're a pack-a-day smoker and you know that each pack of cigarettes costs you $5, you really need to think about what else you could be doing with $1,800 a year. Maybe talk to a lung cancer survivor about their experience and all the medical procedures and the pain and suffering they could have avoided. Or sit down with your kids and just say, hey, I'm thinking about quitting smoking. What do you think about this? And see how much you quitting smoking means to them. You'll never quit a bad habit or make a good habit without a strong desire to do so. Don't go cold turkey or all out. Now, I know a lot of people say they quit smoking or some other bad behavior by going cold turkey, but it doesn't normally work that way. The majority of big changes happen in our lives incrementally, in small ways. So going back to the smoking example, you could say, instead of a pack a day, I'm going to smoke half a pack a day, or even one or two less cigarettes every day. And then you do that for a few weeks or even a few months until you're ready to make another step down. And don't go all out either by saying, I'm going to exercise for an hour every day, or I'm going to save $100 every week. Again, make small changes. Resolve to exercise 10 or 15 minutes every day, or save an extra $10 a week. We often fail when we bite off more than we can chew and make our goals too big. But as we experience success through small changes, we'll feel motivated enough to continue the behavior, and the small changes will eventually equal big results. Number 3, reward for progress. In behavioral psychology, there's something called positive reinforcement. You've probably done it with your kid or with your pet by giving them a special treat for something done right. And it works because there's a reward for the right behavior, which motivates the positive behavior to continue. So if your goal is to lose 10 pounds, promise yourself once you reach that goal, you'll buy yourself a new outfit or do something special. If you cut down to half a pack of cigarettes a day, you'll take a special trip. That motivation really does help keep us going. But the motivation can be really, really small too. Don't laugh, but this year I'm going to buy myself a pack of Gold Stars, and when I work out, I'm going to put a gold star on that day in my calendar. And I know this works for me because last year I would make a special note in my day planner on every day that I worked out, and I kind of looked forward to looking back through the week to see how many days I worked out by that little note. Find some small little daily thing that you can do to reward yourself for a job well done, and that will motivate the behavior to continue. And then finally, get accountable. This is probably one of the best ways to keep a good habit going and to keep bad habits to a minimum. Find a partner, someone you can respect, who you can regularly check in and tell them how you're doing. Or even better, find someone to keep you accountable by regularly checking in on you. This could be a parent, it could be a child, a trusted friend, a pastor, or even a therapist. I think it's generally best to have a person whom you feel slightly embarrassed telling that you slipped up and ate that Twinkie or you smoked that cigarette. And obviously, you don't want your accountability partner to be condescending or judgmental, but you definitely want someone you respect to help motivate you toward a continued positive behavior. Let's make 2020 a year of fresh vision and new starts. And if you need help with a problem this new year, or maybe a little coaching to give you a push, feel free to reach out to us by visiting lakeareacounseling.com. See you next time, and have a happy new year.